Hey everybody out there in Hot Rod Land, it's Phil coming to you once again from Carcraft Classics. Today showing off this killer C5 Corvette. But before we get started with that car, for anybody maybe watching one of my videos for the first time, this is Carcraft Classics. We're located at 321 Canton Road. We're in Cumming, Georgia, about a half hour north of Atlanta. Phone number for the shop is 470-239-4977. My name is Phil, I'm the owner. My cell number is 770-317-1415. Email for the shop is carcraftclassics@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit us on the web at carcraftclassics.com. If you're into classic cars and classic trucks and all that fun stuff, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Really helps with exposure for small businesses like mine. I'd really appreciate it. Now, if you already follow us, you know that this is a little bit outside of our comfort zone. We deal primarily in the classic cars and trucks, as I mentioned, and hard to call this 1998 Corvette a classic. But when the gentleman brought it to us, I couldn't say no. This thing is so cool. This thing is built to the nines, as we used to say. I don't even know where to start, but just generally speaking, for those of you not familiar with the C5 Corvette, this car is extremely popular with the performance crowd, the customizing crowd, the track crowd, guys that want to go fast and possibly race these cars around a road track. I'm assuming the reason for that is that modifications are probably a lot easier on this car as far as suspension, braking, power, etc. than on some cars of a similar year, because you see these all over the track, Road Atlanta and other places I've been. A lot of C5s you see out there. But C5s in general, man, what a great time for Corvette in general. The fourth generation Corvettes, not the most popular. But when they introduced this car, it caused quite a buzz in the Corvette community. Why? Because there were so many upgrades. First of all, the power plant, they went to the LS1 motor, and that thing was a game changer. Again, going back to the performance changes that are available for this car, power bolt-ons for the LS1 are inexpensive, and they're readily available. And in 1998, it just was, again, a game changer. What else did they do? They kept the flip-up lights. Matter of fact, this generation Corvette, I believe, is the last generation Corvette that had flip-up lights. Now they're all, stationary lights with polyurethane over the top or something like that. So we all know Corvettes from the 70s and 80s had the flip-up style, and this car did have those. Some other upgrades, they upgraded the braking systems and also upgraded the frame on these cars, which made them much more rigid, which translated to better handling. So a lot of performance upgrades on the C5 Corvette, and of course the body style itself was just like something out of a space movie. This thing just hit on the scene and everybody went berserk, for good reason too. Just such a good looking car. I mean, the body line's just unbelievable. And this is a nice one. This is a low miles, under 49,000 miles this car has on it. This Carcraft Classics, my shop, we're not a used car lot. We don't have cars out front, flags waving and sales on the weekends and all that stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not our gig. We try to find diamonds in the rough, so to speak. Unique cars, uniquely cool cars, things that you guys and gals out there would want, because we don't have unlimited space. Got a 5,000 square foot building, and I can fit 10 to maybe 15 cars at a time. And this thing is just so unique, as I'll explain as we go. First thing, you can see that bulge in that hood. It tells the performance crowd out there it's hiding something under there, and it sure as hell is. This car is ready to go, and it's got plenty of surprises to talk about. Got the hood open actually. Let me pop that. We detailed it yesterday, but of course it's black, so it's already accumulated plenty of dust. Oh, hang on just a second. So anyway, it's a local car. It's been built at a local shop. Plenty of upgrades we're going to talk about here. I've got all the paperwork for the build. All the documentation you may want. You know, and there's a lot of guys and gals out there that really want high horsepower cars. They really want unique cars. And that's what we've got here. This car from the factory with an LS1 engine, which was the factory standard engine that came in this car, had 345 horsepower. I'm not sure on the torque, but it had 345 horsepower. This car is currently packing over 600 horsepower. So almost double. You might wonder, how the heck did we get to that 600 mark? Well, the factory LS1 was pulled, and this is a GM crate LS2 long block that's been stroked from, I think the LS2 comes from the factory at 364 cubic inches. And as you can see from that cool sticker, this is a 404 cubic inch LS2 with a supercharger. I think that's a Magnuson supercharger with an 80 millimeter throttle body, 404 cubic inch stroker motor, and it was originally built in 2014 and it was rebuilt in 2021. Again, the body and the chassis only have 48,000 miles on the car right now. And this engine was again installed in 14 and reinstalled or pulled, rebuilt, freshened up in 2021. And when they did it, as you'll see from the paperwork, and I'll take a good picture of that when we put the ad together, everything was replaced down to the sensors and gaskets, the water pump, the fuel pump, the oil pump. I mean, everything was replaced on this engine. This is a fresh new engine. Sounds like the cops are going to get somebody. As you can see, that's not the factory air intake. .404 cubic inch stroker motor. Of course, this car is packed with all the creature comforts we love. Power steering, power disc brakes, all four wheels, ABS. It's got, you know, electronically controlled rack and pinion steering. And I saw in the paperwork when they put that Magnuson supercharger on there, they redid all the gaskets for the intake manifold. All of this stuff is fresh and new. All the fluids, high dollar plugs and wires, everything's new under here. And you see details on our website, carcraftclassics.com. See, that is an aftermarket hood, of course, because the factory hood would not fit with the supercharger. Transmission is the factory 4L60E, but it has been rebuilt, and again, I have the paperwork on that. Now when we come on the outside, it's as custom as under the hood. You see that the car's been lowered, and it has a cool set of staggered 18 and 19 inch two-piece SSR wheels wrapped in fresh Michelin rubber. 335/30 in the rear, and let's see, a 265 $35 in the front. Beautiful wheels. Those are high dollar SSR wheels there. It is the factory paint, so it has its flaws. It has some chips. It has some scratches. It was not built to be a show car. It was built to be a go car. This thing hammers. It's owned by an older gentleman, again a local guy, so it hasn't been beaten to death. Dual exhaust, of course, ceramic coated headers up front, dual exhaust out the back. Sorry about the glare and the shadows. Low sun during wintertime is tough. The stance is just killer. As you can see, again, it has been lowered. And with those nice wheels and tires, it just looks great. Low mileage C5 Corvette. This is a 1998 model, again with under 49,000 miles. It's been built for performance. 601 horsepower, and I do have a dyno sheet, and I think 583 foot-pounds of torque. So this thing is ready to go. AC, gauge cluster, all systems on the inside are a go. It's ready to roll. I'll give you a close-up of the hood. Again, it's got a few nicks and scratches, nothing too crazy. Still looks great going down the road. It's just going to go down the road a little bit faster than your typical C5 Corvette. Love the body lines on this car. It's one of the best looking Corvettes they've ever come out with, in my opinion. Dust all over it, like I said, this time of year. Usually you don't get as much, but this black car is just attracting as much as it can. Oh, that's the spot. So this car also comes with a clean Georgia title, as well as the 1998 GM Corvette service manuals. It's a 3-book set. I have all 3 that will come with the car, which is nice to have for any motorhead. Of course, it's got a removable Targa style top. It's got a beautiful black leather interior, so we call this triple black since it's black exterior, black interior, black top. Power windows, power locks, everything in working order. Got the nice bucket seats. It's got the 3-channel suspension tuning option from the factory. You got the tour mode, the sport mode, and the performance mode there. Traction control switch. See the service light, not the check engine, but the service light comes on. Check engine, all the lights are on now. You fire it up. Service engine light for your oil change, for some reason, is staying on. Again, that's not the check engine light. That's for, again, your service engine light. Hopefully you can see that factory stereo. This glare is terrible. I'm sorry guys and gals out there. Let's see if I can give you a look from this side. There you go. AC, radio, climate control, gauges, everything's in working order. Interior's in really good condition. The passenger seat, passenger door panel. Play with that throttle all day long. Anyway, let's see here. Show you the trunk area. Hatchback design. Nice fresh carpet back here. Like I said, it does have its share of nicks and scratches. It has been driven almost 50,000 miles, but it's been well cared for. It hasn't been beaten to death, and you can see by the looks of the interior, the car is in good shape. Is an automatic transmission behind that V8 stroked and supercharged engine. And I always like to disclose the negatives. This car, one of the things that we need to address, I think it's under here, the pop, the switch to open the gas door is not working. Oh, we've got a great GM dealership here in town, so if you'd rather us take care of that versus you taking care of that, whoever decides to purchase this beautiful Corvette, you let me know. We can run it over to the dealership and get that looked at. But if you tried to build this car, go buy a 98 off the street for, I don't know, $20,000 or $25,000 that's got low miles and ready to build, you'd probably spend another $35,000 between the engine, rebuilding the transmission, as this one has had done, buying wheels and tires. You'd probably spend another $30,000, $35,000. So this car is for the guy that wants 600 horsepower but doesn't want to foot the bill. Because again, you'd be in this car $50,000 to $60,000 if you tried to build it the way it is. And I didn't even include the custom, hood. Those little odds and ends do add up. That's probably $3,500 worth of wheels and tires right there. So if you're a guy or gal out there, then you want 600 horsepower and you want to buy a car and have loads of fun with it, take it to the track and drive it home with the AC on, this is your baby right here. Save yourself $25,000 and buy this one. It's already done. I've got all the documentation showing the build. Clean Georgia title, as I mentioned. It also comes with the service manuals for 1998. It's already been lowered and she is ready to go. 600 plus horsepower. And our asking price for the car is going to be $34,500 is what we're asking. We can help with financing and we can help with shipping. So if you're an out-of-towner, don't worry about it. I can put this car right in your driveway. And if you want to put something down and finance the rest, because it's going to be your weekend toy, you don't want to spend all your disposable cash on it, I understand. We can help with financing. Just get in touch with me and I can direct you on how to apply online and get a quick approval. We work with collector car lending, or collector car financing, I think they're called, and they get you approved in minutes. Again, 1998 Chevy Corvette C5. under 49,000 miles. LS2 under the hood. The LS1 has been replaced. It's got a newer engine that's been stroked and supercharged and freshly rebuilt. Got all the paperwork. Automatic transmission, AC, ready to go. Asking price $34,500. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go take this thing for a spin, see if we can pull a wheelie. Just kidding. If you have any questions, again, my name is Phil. My phone number is 770-317-1415. And I can also be reached via email at carcraftclassics@gmail.com. Thank you so very much for watching the video. I really, really appreciate it. God bless America.